want you to make an Uncle Sam sculpture with me. I'm Sandy from Balloon Utopia and Market with Balloons, and today I'm going to teach you how to make an Uncle Sam column sculpture. To make Uncle Sam, this is another kind of complicated one. I don't know if you guys can see the mess I got around me here, because we're using some differently sized balloons. So to start out with, and I'm going to tell you the approximate sizes. Again, the relationship between the sizes is more important than the actual numbers. To start out with, we have a weird quad. And this quad kind of looks like a butterfly or a bee or something. So what we have is we have two 11-inch balloons that are inflated to about 10 inches. And we have two 11-inch balloons that are inflated to about 5 inches. So what we're going to do is we're just going to twist this on. And of course, if you don't remember, to make the quad, we take a set of duplets, which is two balloons tied together. We take another set of duplets and we twist them together. Okay, so now we're going to twist this onto the base. This is a lamp base. So it came from a lamp from the furniture store. And I wouldn't use this for outdoors because it's just not a stable enough footprint, especially for a tall design. But for indoors, this is going to be fine. So if you're doing it outdoors, go and check out my video, How to Make a Balloon Column Frame, and make that kind of frame instead. So if you're doing this, we are using 7 pieces of lamp for this particular design. Okay, so we're just going to take our first odd quad here and put it down. Now the reason that we have these two balloons bigger is so that it kind of becomes like his feet. But now we have a problem that everything's going to be set off wonky. So to make up for it, I have a duplet of 11-inch balloons that are sized to maybe about 4 inches or 3 inches. It's 0.3 on my Precision Air. The main thing is we really want them like really squishy so that they will compact down. But this is kind of going to give us so that it all lies flat with the next, as we continue up his legs. Okay, so now we're going to take a white quad, and these are sized to about 8.5, 9 inches. I'd say 8.5, I think. And we're just going to kind of roll the extra duplet kind of out of it so we can kind of squish it down. And then this first quad and like this first section here, it takes a little bit of manicuring to all lay the way you want it to. So when we put our next quad on, you see it'll all flatten out and become what we want. Now we're going to take our red quad. This is the same size, it's about 8 inches. And we're gonna put that one on. And our third quad is white. And now we're going back to red again, okay? All of these are the same size. And the next set is also the same size. So now we're moving on to blue, and this is again still 8 inches. Okay, a second all blue. All right, now we start to change things up. We're still at 8 inches for all of them, but now what we have is we've got 1 white and 3 blue, and this is actually kind of going to be part of his beard. Okay, and then we have a second one that's 2 white and 2 blue, and the 2 white are going to go on top of the single white so that we continue the beard. So now we go into blush. This one is a little bit smaller. This one's probably about 7 inches. So we've gone down a size just so we can have a little bit of shaping and a little bit of differentiation. So now we're kind of going into his face. And I know you're wondering, oh my gosh, there's so much pole left, but let's remember he's got a tall hat. Okay, and this is the stacked style. So we're not going to use a round balloon and like dress it all up. We're going to do this just like we did the Nutcracker, if you've seen the Nutcracker video, using the packed balloons to kind of form the statue kind of style of it. Our next quad, now we're going to go back up in size, and now we're going back up to the 8 inches again. That's just to kind of give him some cheeks and a little bit of definition there. Okay, and there's a couple of things that are really important here that I want to point out. And that is that for this design, it is really important that your balloons are landing on the right numbers to have, you know, one facing or two facing, right? Because when we put in the nose, for example, it would make it really weird if we put the nose where his ears are, right? So this is his beard going down, and his nose is going to end up being right there. Now we're going back to that 7-inch quad. Okay, so we have 7-inch, 8-inch, 7-inch. I guess about now is when I'm going to start needing your help, Dakota. If you can grab the blue stars. So I have Dakota Page here from the Deluxe Balloon Company. She's like the most awesome person ever. So now we're going back up to a full 10 inches, and this is the blue stars, a big star around one, and this is going to be the brim of his hat. Okay, and now we go back to red, and now we're back down to our 7 inches because we want it to kind of come in again for the stovepipe hat. Okay, and we go back to white. And red. Okay, so these last 3 quads are at 7 inches. I got my finger in there again. Okay. I've been doing that all day. Okay, so here is the basics of it. I mean, right now it's kind of fun, it looks kind of cool, but you wouldn't necessarily look at that and go, oh, Uncle Sam, because we still need to give him some details, right? The first detail is going to be his nose. So the nose is, it's about 6 inches. It's an 11-inch balloon that's sized to about 6 inches. And we're just, you see I have it tied to a scrap of 260. And I'm just going to take this and just going to pop it right in there. And then I'm going to take this 260 and just kind of wrap it around and figure 8 it, so it sticks in. Now I want this sticking out. I don't want that pulling in as part, like making this quad a quint. I want to have that, you know, a little bit of definition, and you can see it stacking right on top of this. Now we have a white 350, and we want to give him his mustache. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're first of all going to tie this off, and in terms of how big you inflate it, like I would kind of look at your thing and kind of figure out how big you want it, okay? So don't do as I'm doing. Your dentist will hate you, but I forgot scissors. So there we go. Take off your ends. And what I'm going to do to give it some shape is, first of all, now notice that I left a little bit of room and squishability on the ends, okay? Because if you have this really tight, tight, you are not going to be able to do what I'm about to do. So first of all, we're going to bend it in half and just give a little squeeze to the balloon there. And then we're going to do the same thing on each side. So we're going to kind of be like this. A very loose W. Yeah, it could be like motorcycle handlebars or something. Yeah. And this is going to fit right here. Right? So, I mean, you could like bring it out more and like make it like a nice curvy mustache. Like this, it almost looks kind of like that cereal guy mustache. So once you figure out where it's connecting, then you just want to go and see where it touches, and that's where you're going to put your sticky tab and stick it onto this balloon, which is kind of like his mouth. So there we go, we got his mustache, and then you kind of want to like fit it all in. Now we're going to take half a 260, and I've got some little black balloons. These are inflated to about 3 inches. They are 5-inch balloons that are inflated to about 3 inches. And I'm going to tie the 260 to the nozzle of the balloon above the knot, right? We always want to put stress on the nozzle and not above where it's tied or under where it's tied, because obviously we don't want to create a slow leak and find that one eye's gone down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, tying the 260 onto the nozzle of the 5-inch balloon, which is sized down to about 3 inches, and so now we have like kind of a weird wonky little barbell thing. And we are going to, let's see, I'm going to come from behind, and I want one here, and oh yeah, you want to, is that the right place there? You see that? Yes, yeah. Perfect. And so there we go. Now he's got some eyes. I mean, this is pretty cool like this, but it's even better if we have some arms. So, Dakota, would you mind throwing me an arm there? Okay, I have shown you in other videos how to pack garland onto a 260. And so that's what I have here, is I have a 260, and I have 8 quads of 5-inch balloons, inflated to about 4 inches, alternating white, red, white, red, white, red. Now, the reason that I want to start on white and end on red is so that, like, when we put the hand balloon on, it's kind of like the ruffle, the cuff. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, and actually, what I want to do is I've got 2 of these, right, because he needs 2 arms. So this is extra, these pieces here. I don't need these, but when I put the garland onto the 260, I use 2 so that I can really tighten it up. And if you're not sure how to do that, you should go check out my video, how to make a balloon column with no frame, and that shows that technique. Anyway, so I'm going to get rid of these extra pieces because I don't need those. Okay, and now I'm going to tie these 2 together. And the reason that I didn't want those extra pieces is because I want them to be pretty tight to his body. I don't want him to be like too wobbly. So I'm going to tie these 2 pieces together that are left over from making the garland. Okay, and then I'm also going to kind of put it down like this because I do want kind of that square epaulette-ish look. And I'm going to put that in, I think right about where his beard starts, right here. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of put them like that. And like that. If you really want them to stay down, you can tape them down. Sometimes I'll put an extra balloon here to give more of that epaulette look. But I'm not going to for this one today. I'm just going to kind of arrange it. And the same thing on this side. And then the last thing is that we have blush 5-inch balloons that are inflated to about 4 inches, 4 or 5 inches. And we're going to tie it onto the nozzle of the white balloon. And that is going to represent his hand. Just like that. Okay, and you could like bend it if you wanted to by like kind of offsetting how the balloons are. So if you wanted to like give him a bend or like, you know, put his hand up like that or whatever. I like to give him a little bit of shape and, you know, maybe like, you know, make him kind of dancing or something. And the reason that we're tying it in and not just twisting it in is just to make it that much more secure. So here it's kind of like a moving and a grooving. So yeah, here we go. This is your column style Uncle Sam, and I hope that you like this video. And if you do, please hit the like button and tell me that you like the video, because I do look at the comments and the likes and things like that, and it just makes me feel good when you do that. And please leave me a comment. Tell me what else you want to learn. I put out a video every single week. I usually shoot them in batches, and I do look at your comments, and I do try to take into consideration the things that you want, and if possible, make those videos. Share the video, you know, share it to all of your friends and their dogs' brothers, sisters, owners, cousins. And also, of course, subscribe to my channel and tell everyone you know to subscribe to my channel, and get my books on Amazon. Come on in, Dakota, do this with me. Until next time, go forth and balloonify!